In this video, I'm going to be going over 5 very important tips that everybody playing my team in NBA 2K26 need to know if you guys are brand new to this game, and let's say you got the game on the standard edition that did release today. If you guys are playing my team, welcome to my team. If you guys have been playing during early access, you guys will most likely know most of these tips. Now, there is a couple tips on here for people that have been playing the game during early access, but these are going to be very important tips when it comes to people that are just getting the game. Now, the first tip I want to tell you guys, and this is something that is extremely important, is if you go to your controller settings, there is a couple settings in here that everybody must turn on, and I'm telling you right now, it is going to be extremely beneficial. So I mean, the shot timing stuff, the shot timing visual cue, this comes down to personal preference. I would turn this to either push or set point. That's just my personal preference, but again, you guys can kind of mess around and see what you like and prefer for the shot timing visual cue. But if you scroll to the passing tab, you want to have icon lead passing set to on. Trust me, this is going to help so much if you guys know how to push players when you're playing my team. If you know how to manually drag them out to the 3-point line or push them where you want to be, trust me, you want to have this setting turned on. But for people that don't know how to do that, this is a very important setting that everybody must turn to disabled. Like I'm telling you right now, you have to have this on disabled. The auto lob to moving receiver is seriously one of the most stupid things that I've ever seen my team do. Basically what this means, the auto lob to moving receiver, is let's say you're running a pick and roll with your player and that player is rolling to the basket. When you throw that pass, since they are a moving receiver, your player, no matter how you throw the pass, is going to lob it. Like if you throw a bounce pass, it's not going to lob, but I mean if you throw a normal pass, it is going to lob it and throw it super high in the air, not like ridiculously high, but it's going to throw a lob pass, and that lob pass is extremely slow, which can either get picked off very easily or just be slow enough that the defender is able to recover in time. You're just going to get a bad animation. Trust me, turn this setting from enabled to disabled, and then also make sure to have the icon lead passing set to on. Those are the two most important settings to do. Everything else you guys can kind of play around with. You can test out and see what you guys do prefer. I also like playing with no vibration. That's obviously just personal preference, so I turn that off. And the rest of it, this stuff doesn't really matter too much. The double team auto reaction should probably be set to manual as well. I think that just makes more sense because you don't want to have them auto double teaming just out of nowhere. But then also, once you guys are in game, this kind of leads me in to the next part that is really helpful. The next tip number 2, is if you guys go to your lineup management screen, if you go to your lineup, you want to go to the coach setting, to the game plan setting, and then you want to click on coach game plan. There's going to be some very important settings in here. The first one is scroll over to coach settings. You guys want to have the adaptive coaching engine set to off. It will probably be offense and defense. What you guys want to do, again, right away, is you want to turn this setting to off. Basically what this does is for the defensive settings and the offensive settings I'm about to show you guys, if you have adaptive coaching engine on, it is going to pretty much just disregard everything that I'm telling you guys to do, and it will give you random defensive settings, and it will just mess up your entire settings. So make sure you guys have this set to off. And then for timeout, player minutes, and substitution, make sure you guys have set these all to manual as well, unless you just want to have the CPU randomly call you a timeout or randomly sub in your players. But obviously if you're playing this game, you know, at the highest level, you don't want to have your players just randomly getting subbed in at random positions, and you don't want them just to call timeout randomly. Like what if you're driving to the rim and they just call timeout? I don't think they would do that, but just you want to make sure these 3 settings are set to manual. Now again, this is still tip number 2. These are not separate tips, but these are going to be my defensive settings. Now I'm going to switch this back to tight. I was playing on deny ball. I'm going to go tight for both of these settings. These are my defensive settings. I have a full video breaking down these defensive settings and why I'm specifically running each setting, but I'm just going to showcase you guys what I've been running. So we got tight on ball pressure, tight off ball pressure, go under on ball screen, go under on ball screen for the center. Hedge is going to be no hedge for both of these. Stay attached, you want to make sure it's set to always. Off ball screen, make sure to have this set to go over. And then these are the 3 most important defensive settings in this entire game: screen help rules, drive help rules, and cutter help rules. Make sure all 3 of these settings are set to no help. Basically what this means is if somebody drives downhill, if they get by you, right, and they drive into the paint, what's going to happen is if you have these settings set to, let's just say for drive help rules, you have it to automatic, what's going to happen is if somebody beats you off the dribble, gets into the paint, your corners are just going to drop, which leaves a wide open kick out to the corner. So you want to make sure all 3 of these settings are set to no help. And then the last setting we're going to talk about here is going to be in the freelance section, and it's going to be putting a 5-0 freelance on. This is going to be something that is extremely helpful to have on the offensive end. So every time you go into a game and you want to have better spacing, pull up your freelance, set it to 5 out. It's just going to make your spacing a lot better and a lot easier to score in game with. So this is the freelance that you guys want to run. That's tip number 2. Now to talk about tip number 3 is going to be in freestyle, and we're going to talk about shooting, and we're going to talk about something that is extremely broken in the game right now. And what's extremely broken is, let's just use Gallinari is a card that I probably shoot with the best. But what you guys want to do, this is a tip for maybe beginner players, is rhythm shoot. Now again, I have a full video fully explaining how this stuff does work, but the reason why you want to rhythm shoot is, you can see if you look at my feedback, it says great tempo and I'm greening the shot, but it says my timing is slightly late. So I'm actually mistiming these shots, but they're going in. I'm not kidding. Rhythm shooting, guys, is extremely overpowered. Now, how do you rhythm shoot? Again, I have a whole separate video explaining, but basically you are going to hold down on the right stick. That is going to trigger the shot, and then you're going to flick up on the right stick to obviously try to time the jump shot. Again, go watch my video if you guys are still a little bit confused, but I just want to tell you guys a helpful tip, a really important tip, is to make sure to learn how to rhythm shoot. Now, the button shooting is a lot better this year. You can still be extremely effective with button. And again, I'm talking about specifically Myteam. Maybe in the park, button is better for certain jump shots, but in Myteam, you want to shoot with the button. You want to shoot with the stick. The stick is so overpowered. They made it extremely easy to green. If you don't believe me, go watch one of my No Money Spent episodes. I think it was episode number 5. I'm not kidding, by the way. You can go watch the video to verify this. I went 19 for 19 in a showdown game with this Ruby Gallinari card, which, I mean, he probably has like a decent jump shot. His release is pretty good. His 3-pointers in 86, but I went 19 for, I don't think I've ever gone 19 for 19 with a card. And it wasn't like every shot was wide open. A lot of them were, and I wasn't playing a great opponent, but still going 19 for 19. I don't think I've ever done that in my entire Myteam history. Like, I played this game for like 7 years, probably even a little bit longer than that. I have never went 19 for 19, obviously, in an online game. Trust me, shoot with the rhythm tempo, the rhythm timing, whatever it's called, the rhythm shooting. That's going to be tip number 3. So those are kind of settings, those are kind of tips. Now let's talk about the Myteam mode. When we talk about the Myteam mode, I just want to tell you guys the 2 best game modes to play straight up are going to be Breakout and Domination. Now, when it comes to Breakout, again, I have full videos breaking all this stuff down. But the reason why you want to play Breakout is because you want to be able to warp to the current board. Once you get onto the current board, there is going to be a guaranteed Breakout exchange piece. You need 13 of those Breakout exchange pieces to get yourself one of the free pink diamonds that are some of the best cards in this entire game, being Jason Kidd, Glenn Rice, and also Jack Sigma. So again, make sure you're playing Breakout. You also get really good rewards along the way. You guys can see for the board that I have right now, I can get a guaranteed arrival pack. I can get a 87 plus gems of the game, and that's just board number 1. I'm then going to warp to the current board, which is going to be a whole different board, which is going to have even better prizes. I've seen a lot of people get Diamond DeMarcus Cousins. I've seen people now get Diamond Chris Paul as well. So I've seen people even get Pink Diamond Candace Parker. So a free Pink Diamond just from playing Breakout. So Breakout is definitely a huge tip that I would give to everybody. Either if you're just starting the game, right? It's the best game mode to play for just starting out. It's very simple. You can play on rookie difficulty. Or if you're somebody that has been playing this game since early access did come out, you have a good team, you have a lot of MT. Trust me, Breakout is still the best game mode to be playing alongside Domination. If you're looking to make MT, Domination is definitely the route to go. So that's going to be tip number 4, guys. The last tip I want to talk about, well, actually included in that tip, I should say, included in the 4th tip, make sure you guys are also every single Friday over the weekend. I mean, it's available for 1 week. You want to be grinding your arrival or whatever pack is dropped that Friday. You want to make sure you're grinding these challenges to get yourself a free 10-pack box. Really simple to do. It's 8 easy challenges. Once you complete those 8 easy challenges, you're going to go ahead and you're going to get a 10-pack box from that specific promo set. So right now is, of course, the arrival set. You're going to get a free 10-pack box. Definitely worth it to do every single Friday. But then the 5th and final tip I want to showcase to you guys about Myteam that I think is really, really important for every player to know is how do game changer cards work. And honestly, like, these are super overpowered. I thought they weren't going to be overpowered, but they can be really, really effective. There is some stuff like Domination, right? Now, this is not going to be useful for a lot of people, but this will literally lower the next Domination game you play by 1 level. So if you're playing on Pro, it'll be on Semi-Pro. If you're playing on Semi-Pro, can you use 2 at one time to make it to Rookie? Let me go test it out. I'm not sure if you can, or maybe I don't want to do that if I'm not going to actually play the game, but you want to use these game changer cards to the best of your ability. There's some where it's like 2 times MT multiplier. So for example, if I'm going to play a salary cap game, and if I go on over to salary cap, let's say I'm going to go into the game. Once you get to this screen right here, you click your left stick in. It's gonna pop up, what game changer card do you want to use? I can use this 2x multiplier one. That means now at the end of the game, if I were to make, let's say, 1000 MT with the multiplier, it's now going to be 2000 MT, and it is definitely worth it to do. You guys want to make sure you guys are using our game changers to the best of your ability. And they actually did drop a locker code today that kind of leads me into not even like a bonus tip. I'm just trying to, at this point, I'm just giving you guys as many tips as possible, kind of that do, you know, involve themselves. So if you type in this locker code that I'm going to put on the screen right now, I'm going to type it in real quick so you guys can see. This is a good locker code to get game. It's literally for game changer cards, and you can choose what game changer cards you guys want. These can also be 2x rep as well. So if you guys are grinding, you know, for rep, you can also get 2x reps, you know, for these as well. I'm gonna do this also in the no money spent episode later today, so I'm not gonna actually enter it in because I want to do that for the no money spent. But if you go ahead and if you type in this locker code, you're going to be getting an option pack. Then you can choose what game changer card you want, and there is 2x multipliers for domination, which would be the ones that I would recommend choosing. I'm not sure if I don't think you can choose two of the same one, but I definitely recommend taking domination and then maybe showdown or salary cap as well. So that kind of leads me into my next point, or maybe not leads me into, but my next point is going to be, make sure you guys are using your 2x XP tokens when you guys are playing the game and you guys are grinding to level 40, which is something that I would definitely recommend everybody do to get this Klay Thompson, is making sure you guys are using your 2 XP coins. You get these by leveling up. If you buy the pro pass, you get a ton more as well. You guys want to make sure if you're grinding the game, if you're playing domination specifically, helps you get a lot of XP. You want to put on the 2x XP token. That is going to help you guys get to level 40 as fast as possible. And then my final tip to everybody playing this game, please, for the love of God, do not open up packs. That's probably the biggest tip, and the most important tip for my team is don't open up these packs. It genuinely is such horrible odds, and you are not going to pull anything. These pack odds are ridiculous, and they are a scam. I do not recommend you guys open up packs whatsoever, and that's probably the biggest tip I can give you guys. I gave you guys like 6 or 7 tips. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below. I seriously hope these tips did help you guys out, and I'll catch you boys in the next one. Peace.